fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G. It's time to do another movie review. We're going to review the movie The Intruder. Oh man, must have fell asleep. Like I said, we're going to review the movie The Intruder. Now, The Intruder is a 2019 psychological thriller horror movie. It was directed by Dion Taylor, written by David Logerty. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Stars Michael Early, Megan Good, and Dennis Quaid. Yes, it's another one of these psychological thriller horror movies that we've been seeing a lot lately. This came out earlier this year. I did not get a chance to see it in the theaters because of other, work things and life got in the way. But I did get to finally see it over the weekend. Actually, not over the weekend. So I think it was Thursday or Friday night when I finally saw it. And here's what I have to say about The Intruder. So after buying a beautiful house in the country, a young married couple soon realized that the man they bought the house from won't let it go, and he refuses to let go of the property. He just won't let go, and insanity ensues. And we got another one of these psychotic people that just simply wants to cause trouble for a beautiful young couple. And that's basically what this movie is about. So here we go again, another one of these psychological thriller movies that we've seen to come out in the past few years now. We had Obsessed with Beyonce and Idris Elba, the one about Briggs that starred Morris Chestnut and Regina Hall, and even Michael Early starred in one called The Perfect Guy, and most recently Unforgettable, which I'm still trying to forget that one. They all have the basic same plot. You have the seemingly innocent person who looks and acts normal, but later turns out to be an unstable psychotic person or killer or whatever what ails them, mentally and or physically. Now, for some reason, we've seen a lot of African-American actors playing in these types of movies, and here we have the latest in the subgenre, The Intruder. We have Michael Early and Megan Good. They play an attractive married couple who bought this nice house in the country from Charlie Peck, played by veteran actor and good all-around good guy Dennis Quaid, who's obviously seems perfect at first. Like I said, he seems innocent at first, even a bit eccentric. But this is from long before we, or should say, Scott and Ann, realized that Peck isn't playing with full deck. The man just won't let go of the house. One of the many problems that I have with this film is the pacing, which is slow and plodding. It's downright boring. I mean, it takes forever for scenes to develop. There's no tension. There's no suspense. Absolutely nothing happens, and I do mean nothing happens until we get to the third act of the movie. Now, the acting doesn't help neither because Early and Good look stiff, and they really don't show any emotion, especially when the shit starts to hit the fan. I mean, they're just there because they look good. There's also logic issues, especially coming from Good's Ann character as well. And Dennis Quaid, who's a pretty good actor in his own right, who's playing against type as a villain here. He really chews the scenery up in almost every scene that he's in, but he really isn't creepy or scary as Peck. I don't know what Dean Taylor was doing or the filmmakers were doing when they made this particular movie, but it's simply just lifeless, dull thriller that simply takes too long to get things moving. I mean, I almost practically fell asleep 3 times watching this movie. Yes, it's that damn boring. Now we have young and attractive Scott and Ann Howard, who decide to purchase a house in the country after Scott gets a huge promotion off his job. They look at his beautiful house in Napa Valley, and after some negotiation with the owner, Charlie Peck, they buy the house. Wow, everything seems perfect. And I see everything seems perfect, but it seems that Charlie won't let go because he keeps showing up, even unannounced. And of course, this is before long that Scott and Ann realize that Charlie isn't the eccentric countryman he appears to be. He's got some serious issues, and he's also had some secrets going on, and that's basically what the movie is about. Now, perhaps the one good thing I think to say about this movie is how well the house looks on film. I mean, they did a good job with the cinematography as far as how beautiful the house looks, especially on the outside with the vines even placed around the roof, the well-manicured lawns, and how peaceful the house looks at night. There's some nice long shots of the driveway, especially at night when they have dinner with their friends. It looks very nice and peaceful, but that's really the only thing I can say good about the film. The one thing about this movie is anything but predictable. I mean, you can guess what's going to happen the minute the Howards buy the house. Even if you didn't see it in the trailers, you can just guess. Again, the scenes just take forever, and that's because there's no tension, no suspense, and quite frankly, as I said before, it's downright boring. I mean, you have scenes where you see you see Scott and Ann. They're basically talking about their marriage, which we really don't care about because there's no character growth in here. And I don't know if David Longery's script or the acting or both is the reason why this picture is just so dull. One of the problems is that the actors don't do anything to create or show any type of emotions to make us care about them. I mean, Michael Early spends most of the time glaring at the screen. I mean, he just glares. He glares at the screen. He glares at Peck. He's glaring at Good. And again, making Good is cute looking, so I guess no problem staring at her. But like I said, he does most of his glare. He really doesn't show any emotion in his acting. He doesn't give Scott anything for us to cheer for. And the same thing with Making Good. Now, I will give Dennis Quaid some credit for trying to do something with Peck, but this is a role that doesn't suit him. Now, I know that they probably decided to cast him because he's mostly been a good guy for most of all the roles he's been in, and they thought that maybe he might be do something different with Charlie Peck. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's a script or if Dennis just didn't know how to be creepy. Well, he does some creepy shit in the film, but he does do some creepy shit in the movie, but by the time he does go batshit crazy, we'll see if we don't care because we don't feel anything at all for the Howards. We're not pulling for them to survive because the movie's just too dull. And speaking of the Howards, again, like I said before, we have logic issues, especially when it comes to Ann Howard. Now, I can see a woman feeling sorry for Peck based upon the story he tells them about his wife, but I can't see anyone, especially a black woman, that will allow a person to continue to come up to their house unannounced as many times as Peck does in this one. I mean, once or twice, I can see that, but he comes unannounced. Now, there's a scene where she does invite him to the house one time, but every other time he's there, he's there, he's there. You would think that would piss a person off. Now, like I said before, I can see once or twice. I can even see Ann's character feeling sorry for him. But all this time, there's no logic. It's just impossible that a person will allow somebody to come that many times to the house unannounced. So, as I stated before, we have a boring story, uninteresting characters, predictable plot, and this is another one of these bad psychological thrillers that just, wouldn't waste my time. Like I said, I'm so glad I didn't waste any money going to watch this in theaters, and I feel sorry for some of these actors because Michael Early, he's done some good things, and I like Making Good, and we all know Dennis Quaid. He's been a veteran actor, but, you just feel sorry for them because they didn't do anything with this. So, Marmot's is going to open up his vote, and I'm going to give The Intruder 1.5 out of my 5 gold points. Just going to give 1.5 out of my 5 gold points. Yes, very dull, very uninteresting, very boring psychological thriller. So, my horror fans, those who have seen The Intruder, what do you think about it? Did you actually enjoy it? Because there are some people that actually did. Or did you find this dull and uninteresting just like I did? Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about The Intruder. So, my horror fans, that's my video for today. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And also, once again, this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, the rules. Freddy's kids, take us home or out.